Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. And today I have a lady, when a minute I found her, I said, I got to talk to her. And please welcome Tara Dunphy to the show. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Brian. How are you?
Very good, thank you. And congratulations is in order right off the bat for you because Maggie's Wake got a Folk Alliance International Award for Emerging Artist, I think it was.
Canadian Folk Music Award.
Canadian, yes.
Canadian Folk Music Award. Yeah. Just last week, actually, we were up in Ottawa for the big event, and it was wonderful, like a real surprise. And, you know, they always say it's an honor to be nominated, and it is, but it's also really nice to win.
Yeah, exactly. I've decided that I just don't get myself involved in awards at all because that way you keep your expectations low and you never get disappointed.
Fair enough. You know, awards are a weird thing. I've been competing since I was a little kid in music. When I started playing Irish music, my parents put me into competitions from when I was like literally 4 years old. So I've always been surrounded by it, and I have a hard time with it, to be honest with you, because I think music isn't something that you should be competitive about. With this particular award too, we were surrounded by these amazing artists and they were all so different, you know, so it makes you wonder, how do you really pick who the recipient is? Because they don't want to say the winner, they don't want to say the best, they just want to say the recipient. So I don't know how they came up with it. I'm grateful that it was us, but it's a strange thing.
Good stuff. And you play with your husband also, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I have a band called Rizdales. Yeah.
The Rizdales, and that's a classic country kind of sound is what you have with that band?
For sure. Yeah, it's a honky tonk band. So
Nice.
we've been playing, I mean, we love, you know, Loretta Lynn, Ray Price, Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, all that good stuff. And then we also write our own music that's in that same vein.
Right on. You need to connect and have a show with these guys in the Ottawa area called the Plowboys.
Okay, the Plowboys. I'll check them out.
Yeah, I just interviewed Scott for it, and he'll be on the show there in a short while, and complete with the not nudie suits, but the rhinestone suits.
Very
yeah.
good.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. Anyways, so playing with your husband, I play with my wife. So challenges playing with a spouse? Is there any for you, or do you guys just get along like peas in a pod?
You know, we've been married for 22 years, and we started the band pretty much right when we got married. And I would say that the first 21 years are the hardest. No, you know, it started off, I'll be completely honest with you. It was the songwriting part of it was not easy because we were so new in the relationship anyway. And then to be trying to write together, it was just very combative. Honestly, it wasn't great. So for the first couple years, it was difficult, and then it got easier and easier. And now it's just awesome. And, you know, I love playing with him. And actually, my husband is just releasing his first solo album this coming weekend. So we're really excited that he's got his own little side project that he's doing. And it's really, really good.
Excellent. And that's Tom Dunphy?
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to have to make sure everybody knows about that.
Yes.
That he's going to do that. So let's roll it all back, Tara, and tell me, how did it all start for you? Since you said you've been at it since you were a kid.
Yeah, I've been playing Celtic music since I was 3, and I used to steal my brothers. I have 2 older brothers, and they played the tin whistle. Do you know what a tin whistle is? Okay, so they played the whistle, and they were in lessons, and my parents thought I was too young. So I would steal their whistles, and I'd, you know, go hide in the bathroom and lock the door. And I started playing that way. And
Nice.
playing in the bathroom is awesome. The acoustics are great. So I started learning from a fella in London named Paddy Fagan, and he became, you know, just like a second father to me. And so with him, I played all kinds of shows. I mean, my first show was, I think it was in like the church basement, it was like a St. Patrick's Day party, and they had to stand me on a chair in order to play the whistle into the microphone because the mic was still too tall. And so I started competing and just kind of rolled on from there, playing pub gigs from when I was underage. And then I went on the road with a tribute band when I was around 20 years old, which was really fun, the Dixie Chicklets.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I loved that.
Yeah,
And, just that was when I started playing music professionally and, never really looked back.
cool. Which chick were you?
Who was I? What was her name? I was Marty. I think I was
Oh,
Marty.
okay, right
So
on.
I was side girl, fiddle player. Yeah, it was interesting.
And, and so tin whistle is also in your list of instruments you play because I saw you on your videos playing,
Oh yeah,
guitar, and then you play fiddle, and then now you get tin whistle.
yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I
That
play the
was-
flute as well,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm figuring out the banjo. I love the banjo. I've got a fake banjo, a six-string banjo, but eventually I want to learn how to play the real thing because I love it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that
Six-string banjo, they call that a banjitar.
that's right. I used to be such a snob too. I remember seeing, Taylor Swift playing it, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, just learn how to play it. And then I realized, life is busy. It's really hard when you're a grown up to learn a new instrument, like and
Yeah,
do it well. It's one
yeah.
thing to own an instrument, but it's another thing to actually be able to play it.
I went to Long and McQuaid and rented one for a month,
Yeah.
and
How'd it go?
well, yeah, that's a whole new animal. That thing is like I tried. I figured, you know what? I'll go claw hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It looks simple. No, no.
So most things that are really, really good, the people that are good at them, they make it look easy. I watch Steve Martin play and
Oh, geez.
I love him so much. Like my dream is to have him accompany me on something, some kind of song. I don't know what, but I just love him so much. So he's kind of why I want to learn how to play the banjo.
Nice. I gotta love it. That's for sure. Um, So, with the 21st century music business getting weirder every day, I noticed you've taken a bit of a different road, concentrating on like almost education, and you're working with seniors and memory.
Yeah.
How did that all come about?
Well, that's something else I've been doing since I was a little kid. So, my music teacher, Patty Fagan, he was such a wonderful man that he would go to retirement homes and long term care homes. He went to, psychiatric hospitals. He went and provided music to people that wouldn't be able to access it otherwise.
Oh,
And so,
okay.
when I started playing with him, he took me with him. So, I've actually been playing in long term care and retirement pretty much my whole musical life. And
Wow.
then when oh gosh, how old was I? Probably around, I don't know, maybe mid to late 20s. When I stopped playing really on the road, it was something I started focusing on at home. And I love it. Like it's the most rewarding work you can do musically. Concerts are great, festivals are amazing. Like it is a magical experience. But when you have that almost one-on-one connection with an audience member, especially someone who is living with dementia, and you find the song that kind of cracks their code, it's like nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been therapeutic with it, but I've played a couple of seniors. Once I did one, I went, "Oh, I found my audience. It's my crowd.
Yeah, no kidding,
There,
eh?
there's my crowd. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I've played, a Chartwell here and there, and that kind of stuff. And I just on March 5th, I did a senior center concert, and couldn't believe the amount of people showed up.
Oh yeah, well, if you're playing country music, I mean, that's always you're sure in with the
Yeah,
older folks. They have great taste.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now, so you have the Risdales, you have Maggie's Wake, you have your other work that you're doing with the seniors and memory and that kind of stuff. Is that a reality for you for the new artist down a thing? Is diversifying kind of thing? Um,
Totally.
yeah, because it's getting ugly out there.
Well, it's impossible to survive just by being a road musician. I mean, it's so expensive. You can't tour anymore unless you've got grants and you've got other sources of income. It's just not possible. And, I've been really fortunate with Maggie's Wake that we've been able to access grants, which have allowed us to, travel to Portland, Maine, to go to the NERFA conference. We've been to Kansas City. We've been on the road and we love it. But even, with a good ticket sale, $35, $45 a head, it's still so expensive to be
Hmm.
on the road. So to do that and be able to come home with money, near like impossible. So you have to have different streams of income. And if you want to be a musician, most likely you're not going to be the Taylor Swift or, the big,
Yeah.
huge thing. So you need to find a way to make a living at it. That's what I figured out.
Yeah, simple as that. I'm seeing it all over the place, with all kinds of different things and diversification. At least thank God you're not doing the, hey, I'm a music guru and I'll show you how to go around in the music business and stuff like
Oh my
that.
gosh, no. Well, I'm 46 years old and I'm still just figuring it out like I'm brand new because it's changing constantly. And it's interesting. My son today was telling me, well, you have to be on TikTok. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
another one. Like
Yeah.
I can't keep up with all of that stuff, but you kind of have to. So you have to be on top of the tech stuff. You have to be able to, make videos and share your music because not everybody's going to be able to come and see a show. And COVID taught us that too, right? Like we had to figure out pretty quickly how to continue to be creative and somehow, reach people when we were all locked up in our houses.
Hmm. Yeah. It's it's become a weird world in that respect, to make a dollar at it anyways. To
Yeah, it
and
is.
that
Oh, sorry, go
that
ahead.
that's the big thing. I mean, is I don't want to be, famous or, that superstar type thing. I just want to make a living.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. And it's weird because somehow making a living in musician just doesn't jibe in people's brains. Eh?
No, well, everybody is so used to getting stuff for free, you
Yeah,
know,
there you go.
like with all the online access to music and concerts, getting somebody to actually come out and, pay a $30 ticket or a 15 or even a $10 ticket. My God, there's still places that charge a toonie and you still can't get people out to
I
shows,
know. Yeah.
and it's infuriating, honestly, but we're not going to be able to change it. So we just need to figure out another way to continue with music and try and make a living. So, I mean, for me, it is playing during the day with like the wonderful folks at the long-term care and retirement homes. And I'm lucky that I love it. And I'm also lucky that I'm very comfortable with it. I'm
Hmm.
comfortable going in and talking to people that have, you know, any kind of ailment you can imagine. We've dealt with it. And you need to be able to just still see the person in there and maybe not get overwhelmed by it as well. So I'm able to do that. But I know, there are a lot of people that would find it too emotionally difficult. So
Hmm.
you know, you got to figure it out for yourself.
You don't have any kind of psychological or any training with seniors or anything like that, like in education. Did you go into that kind of work?
No, not at
No,
all.
eh?
No, I've just been doing it forever and I love talking to people. And I think the other thing is for me, going and doing these performances, it's not a show. It's not the Tara Dunphy show. Like I go in there and I learn everybody's name. I find out their favorite song. I talk to their family members if they're there. All of my shows are all request. So I don't go in
Wow.
there with a set list or anything. It's like I say, what do you want to hear? And even if I've never heard the song before, if I could pull up the music, I'll play it. If I don't have access to that for whatever reason, I can't find it, I go home and I learn the song so that the next week when I come back, I've got their favorite song for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible. I was about to say, you either have a very giant, big fake book in your head, or else you know a lot of songs.
I know a lot of songs. I do have a really good ear. So if I hear something one time, I'm generally able to play it
Really,
again.
eh? Good for
Yeah.
you.
So that's from playing, from when you're 3 years old and not knowing how to read music or anything at that point. So I had to actually use my head.
Hmm.
And, I just love it. Like I love learning songs. I mean, right now on Threads, like I've got a YouTube page where I do requests, but I
Yep.
also have been doing this thing for the last almost month now on Threads, and it's the Great Canadian Favorite Song List. So I just put it out there one day. What's your favorite Canadian song? I'm going to learn it for you. So I'm at about song number 26 today. I just uploaded it, and every
Yeah.
day I'm recording a song. Generally, it's a song I've never played before, and it's awesome. Now my Canadian repertoire is through the roof. It's so good.
And I even gave you a suggestion for one that you never even thought about.
Oh,
Uh,
which one was that?
Something on My Mind by Teenage Head.
That's right. That's right. And so I was listening to that the other day. I've almost got it down. I'm
Oh,
going to figure
cool.
out how to do that sax part on my
Yeah.
fiddles.
I think it's just a 1645 anyway. So yeah.
It's a simple song, but it's
Yeah.
so great.
Well, the guy who played the sax solo in that, his name is Tim Morrison.
Okay.
And
You said he's like a neighbor of yours or something,
well,
right?
he's from Sault Ste. Marie, where I am. And
Okay.
I had that album as a teenager. I didn't know that. And I was this many years old when all of a sudden I looked at the album and I went, is that the same guy that I met all those years ago?
All world.
And it
Oh,
was, yeah. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, I have a thing like that, a lot of local folks that have been in bands in the 70s and gone on to stuff. And yeah, that's how I got into Canadian music, very much so in that respect.
oh, it's awesome. And such a great band too. My gosh. We saw Teenage Head years and years ago. My husband was a big fan.
Oh yeah.
And I think I actually commented to you on threads about this then that we went to the concert and then we came home and we were having this big dance party listening to their records and we ended up wrecking the stereo. Like, I don't know what we did. We blew it up. So we had to get a whole new stereo system, but it was worth it. It was a good night.
Good. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
You have got to play shows with the iconic Wanda Jackson.
Oh, yeah. She's amazing.
Like, wow.
I know, right?
Like,
Yeah.
tell me how that came about.
Well, she was coming to Canada, and I think her first show was booked at the Cadillac Lounge, which was just the greatest club ever in Toronto. It's no longer there anymore. And Sam Grosso, who ran the club, friend of ours, he said, "Well, I've got the perfect backing band for you," and it was the Ridsdales. And so, for just a little over 10 years, whenever Wanda came up this way, we would tour with her, and she was just so much fun on stage. I mean, she's retired now, so she's
Yeah.
no longer performing, on a regular basis, but we played with her on her 70th birthday, on her 80th birthday, and she is incredible. Like, she knows how to get a crowd just absolutely wild. And of
Yeah.
course, her stories were great.
There's something about those old school artists that I wish some of the young artists would look at, like the ones who are in their early 20s kind of thing, and
Yeah.
go back and look at people like Wanda Jackson and look at, you know, uh, how they used to perform and how they would win an audience. And,
Yeah.
you know,
There are people that are still like that. I mean, we just saw a show in February. We went to see a guy named Jesse Wells. Have you
oh
heard of?
yeah, right. Yes. I was
Okay,
just
so
reading an article about him.
he's fantastic. And I mean, he blew up really quickly with his little videos, and his songs are fantastic. I mean, he's just such an incredible songwriter. But what surprised me, because I mean, I'd only watched these little 1 or 2 minute videos of him standing in a field singing his songs. He played a club that was about, I don't know, 250, 300 people, sold out. Played about 30 songs, both on his own and with a band. And he had the crowd in the palm of his hand the whole time. Like, he was just so professional. And then afterwards, he came out, he played another mini set in the bar area, just acoustic guitar, said, "You guys want to have a sing along?" So we had a sing along with him. And then he stayed until he met everybody, shook every hand, signed every piece of merch. And that's a Wanda Jackson thing to do. That's a Ray Price thing to do. That is old school. So it was really great for me to see that, and also to be able to show my son, who is the one that said we need to go see Jesse Wells, that
Yeah.
this is still happening. This is the way you really make it, getting to know your audience and showing them how you appreciate them. That's
Mhm.
a good old school way to be.
Yeah. That's very cool. So, since your son wanted to go see that, I was curious, do your kids have any aspirations of following in mom and dad's footsteps?
Yeah, they're both awesome. They're so musical. Actually, my son, just before he started, I told him he had to be quiet because he's an incredible guitarist, and he's playing all the time. Like, he's 18 years old now, and he's one of those kids that just plays, like, from the minute he wakes up until he goes to bed. He always has the guitar in his hand.
Yeah.
And he's going to Fanshawe College right now for their music industry arts course. So he's really deep into that. And my daughter Annie is 16, and she has the most beautiful voice, and she's got such great taste in music. Like, her favorite is Elvis Costello. We took her to
Well, there
see
you
them
go.
last month as well. I
Yeah,
know,
no
it's
kidding.
awesome. So
Jeez.
the kids are deep into music, and they've been surrounded by it their whole lives, and it used
Yeah,
to
of
be that
course.
they didn't care about the shows unless it was a good green room. That's how they decided if they were going to come to this. And now they actually want to come to shows, which
Yeah.
is it's a really nice thing.
Yeah. What's a green room? I don't get those.
Oh, you got to up your game.
Yeah. 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 Well, oh, this is for another time, trust me. Anyways. Well, it's glad to see that because that was one of the things I was going to ask because I've asked that of other I call female rock stars, but musicians that I said your parents must think like you're pretty cool kind of thing. But of course yours think they do because
But no, they still don't think I'm
Oh,
cool. No,
really?
that's not
No?
what I meant at all. No, I have to tell them I get paid to sing because when I'm singing in the house, they're like, "Okay, can you? All
Can you
right, like just tone it down a bit." Like this is my actual job. No, no, mom, we don't
No.
want to listen to you.
No, we don't care.
They don't think I'm cool. They think music is cool.
Oh, I see. I got it. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. At least they're not critiquing you from the other room or something like that, eh?
Oh no, they're doing that
Oh, do
totally.
they too? Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay. One of these days I'll win them over.
Yeah. So, when it comes to touring for little to no money, or coming back and having no money or less money than what you went out with, the biggest sobering fact that I have encountered is that this is what you do to build an audience.
Hmm.
And I went, gee, I can't afford to tour. Uh, so, do you, in your vast experience, have any cool audience building ideas that maybe don't heavily rely on touring as much?
Well, I guess online, have an online presence. That's it.
Yeah.
Um, it's not touring. It's not being out there with people and looking in their eyes when you're singing a song and shaking their hand and talking to them. But making videos like you've seen me do, it does
Hmm.
connect you with a lot of people, especially if you actually engaged. You don't put up a video and then never go and look at the comments. You know what I mean? You need to get on there and talk to people. And I mean, I consider them friends, like these people that subscribe to my YouTube page and even now on the Threads page. I've had great conversations about music and other things with people. And they always ask, when are you coming to my area? And we're going to go and see you. So, it's building an audience without actually having to go out on the road. So maybe instead of being one of those bands that has to tour constantly, constantly doing the route of Canada and the States, you can maybe do one big tour a year, but you're still connecting with people on a daily basis online.
Hmm. Yeah, I understand that. Well, it's like you said, I'm actually heading out on tour October
Oh yeah.
for
Where
10
are you going?
days. Um, Northern Ontario, we're going to, I'm teamed up with Will Gillespie, and he did the writing of the grant, but we got a grant.
Awesome. Yay. Congrats.
So we are touring with our two Northern Ontario historic themed albums. His is about the gold rush in Cobalt
Yeah.
and Ontario, and mine is about the Algoma Central Railway,
Oh, wow.
the ACR, which still kind of running right now with our tour train up to the canyon. And so he put the package together, and we're heading off as the two Northern Troubadours.
That is so great. And the grants are incredible. The grant writing is a nightmare,
Oh God,
honestly.
yeah.
It's the worst thing in the world. And my partner in Maggie's Wake, Lindsay, and I, like, we just, oh, ugh, I hate it. Like, it takes so much time. But the feeling when you actually get the grant and you know that you're going to be able to afford these tours, oh my gosh, such relief. You're going to have a
Hmm.
great time. That's awesome. And I love the idea of the albums too. So good.
Yeah, and we're touring historic sites and
Oh,
museums.
wow.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, you're
yeah.
going to have a couple green rooms then.
Yeah, and we might actually because
You better.
we're playing the Knox Hall in Sudbury, so I'm sure that'll be a nice theater and
Yeah.
another nice theater in Elliott Lake and Blind River and so on and so forth. So I think we might experience a little bit of
Right
that.
on. That's good. You will.
That's like Will says, "Oh, we got a dog. I remember
Yeah,
that
here's
dog. I saw
Jimmy.
him in the video."
Jimmy, come here.
And yeah, that's like Will said. He says, "Well, that's the nice part about the grant." He says, "Is that it allows us to get better meals and stay in better hotels."
Yeah. Yeah. Actual hotels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Tara, if a young artist came to you, just a kid, which you have those anyways, and they said, I'm going to chase this music thing full time. What are you going to tell them?
I'm going to tell them be prepared for it. Make sure that you are good at what you do. Like that's the thing. You can't go out there and, kind of know three chords and, kind of have strung a song together. You need to be good. You need to be the best. So make sure that you're practiced and that you're ready. Make sure you're ready to sacrifice because it's not easy being on the road. It's not easy doing this. And just make sure that you can be flexible as well. So don't expect that you're going to go and be playing these beautiful theaters right off the bat, or maybe ever. What you need to be doing is, get your online business in order, find out other ways that you can make money at music in addition to performing, just so you're always being musical, you're always being creative, and, you don't end up losing everything because music is the hardest line of work. It really is.
Tara, there's Jimmy. If I told you my story, you would probably say, "Are you an idiot?"
Now I want to hear it.
Tara Dunphy, thank you so much for coming on the program. Tell the folks you got anything. Well, let me ask you this question first before we go anywhere. What's new coming up? I mean, hey, you just won an award, got albums on the go. What are we doing here? We're riding this?
We've got so much on the go. So with the Risdales, the focus right now is for Tom's album. Very excited for that. So we've got some shows coming up where that's the focus. My husband, Tom Dunphy, has his new album, Everything Was New.
Yeah.
For Maggie's Wake, we've got a bunch of shows coming up in Canada and the US. So you can go to maggieswake.com and all the dates are on there. And we are starting our new album. So we released our debut album last March, not this past March, actually last year. And we'll have the new album out early next year, but we're also doing a little Christmas EP that will be, I know Christmas music in April with the weather today, it's actually very appropriate, but we've got some Christmas songs that we're going to have out. So we're busy, we're working hard, and we're loving it.
That's what my wife says. She says, you want to make money in the music business? Write a Christmas song.
You know what? I wrote a Christmas song that honestly, it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's called Christmas is Coming for You. And in my head, it's a Nick Lowe song because Nick Lowe is my favorite songwriter. And it's poppy and it's awesome and it's gone nowhere. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone out there needs a good Christmas song for a Hallmark movie or whatever. I've got the one for you.
I wrote a party song called Wine, Whiskey, and Weed, and I thought it would take off, but nope, didn't go anywhere.
Oh, what is that? Come on, who doesn't love those things?
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Okay, Tara, thank you so much again for coming on the program and sharing your vast experience with us. That's incredible. Please tell the folks where they can find you and more about you and your projects and all that fun stuff.
You can just go to taradunphymusic.com. Lots of links on there for the different bands. And of course, maggieswake.com, risdales.com. You can find me on all the social media things, tara.dunphy or at Tara Dunphy or whatever. Like just Tara Dunphy. I'm there. You'll find me.
Tara Dunphy. Tara. Keep saying it, Brian, so you don't embarrass yourself anymore. Thank you once again for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Brian. You take care.
Thank you. Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316.